So Elon Musk said he's gonna buy MSNBC. He just gonna buy the fucking. Now this is probably not gonna happen. This is probably not gonna happen. But it would be fucking funny if it did. It would be insanely fucking funny if he bought MSNBC and then he made all of the anchors on there report all of the news that happened on Twitter. Man.
Control group created.
Oh, God. Another one. With memes as well? Yeah. Everyone said that about the buying of Twitter. That's... Oh, man. That's true.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. There are certain historic writings that must be preserved and studied for all time based on their incredible value to Western civilization and to the human experience, like the Holy Scriptures, the Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence, and
the Holy Scriptures, the Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence, and Elon Musk on December 21st, 2017, saying, "I love Twitter," and then asking, "How much is Twitter?" Yeah, true.
On Twitter from 2017.
So
Elon
true.
Musk, "I love Twitter."
Our voices
Somebody named Dave
speak
Smith.
as one.
You should buy it then.
A colonizable
And
planet
Elon Musk
has been
saying,
"How much
discovered.
How
is
much is it?
Yeah.
Phase jump
Maybe I should buy
underway.
it. This
Mining
was
upgrade
the moment
complete.
where
Not
a
enough crystal.
individual planted the seed that would save Western civilization.
The
know about
Yankees
that.
will
Twitter
be
is the
done.
reason why President Trump won in 2020.
I do think that being able... So I
Feel
actually,
our
to an extent, I feel like Twitter has... Like, being able to say what you believe on Twitter has probably been one of the strongest forces for...
Unleash
I'm trying to
our
think of like the like for free speech that we've had.
This shall be a reckoning.
It's freedom, brother. Yeah, I
Civilian
actually think
structure
that it was
complete.
massive. And if Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter, would Donald Trump have won the election? What do you guys think? Because I actually don't know
Our
whether
time
that's
has
true or
come.
not. No. Yeah, I think, like, honestly, him buying Twitter
We answer the
did
call.
straight up change the entire Overton window of
Vengeance
politics.
is at hand.
For, among many others. But imagine President Trump running for president
many
without
research do
any
you
ability
commit?
to get his message out
Yeah, exactly.
on social media. Elon Musk paying $44 billion
last.
for Twitter, now X, and
Because we
free
saw how Google suppressed results. And Twitter
A
before banned
colonizable
Donald
planet
Trump.
has been discovered.
so many accounts that had been
Mm-hmm.
suffocated and
Planet
stifled
item ready.
under the tyranny of the regime to try and fix elections forever. The goal was to break democracy as we know it
No.
and destroy the capacity for people to speak freely and think freely and vote freely.
I'm going to be
This-
honest, Benny here is cooking. I haven't seen one of his videos before, but he is absolutely cooking with this. I think that the real threat to democracy was the quasi-government that the technocrats were trying to create on the internet in order to make sure that nobody could have a conversation about things that they didn't want people to talk about.
You may
I think that
speak.
I think that's
Another
totally
planet
true.
joins the unity.
Absolutely, they were trying to do that. And what's crazy about it is that I feel like saying it makes you sound crazy, but I think it's true. I do. I think it's fucking true.
Harmony Research Tier.
This is what Elon Musk
Our
saved.
time has
Mm-hmm.
come.
Elon Musk freeing the bird,
Yeah.
as it were, freeing many accounts that we
A
know, many of
colonizable
our friends,
planet has been
allowing
discovered.
for the free discourse,
The
and
unities will be
declaring
done.
that we will
Mining
fight.
upgrade
Freedom of
complete.
speech isn't a suggestion; it's something
Our
we're going to
voices speak
physically
as
fight
one.
over. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to fight
Research
for the
complete.
right to free speech. Man, that changed world history. So when Elon Musk says, "How
Phase
much
jump
is this
underway.
left-wing instrument of suppression and oppression and fake news?" You should pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, history may be repeating itself. Here we go.
Ooh.
2 years into MSNBC, 2 years since MSNBC predicted Elon Musk's Twitter was
They predicted Elon Musk's
The
Twitter was on the
unities will
brink
be
of
done.
collapse.
Tremble before the unity.
Oh man, how times change, huh? How about that? Bro, we have somebody who's extremely based in chat.
Unleash our wrath.
Democracy doesn't exist. It's an idea. We exist in a constitutional
None shall
republic.
survive.
And the biggest threat is ignoring Freemasons on both sides. It's a show. Everything that you believe that the nurses tell you isn't real, it is
Climate
real.
item
You're right.
ready.
You're right. They're
Is it
being paid to
time?
hold you back.
As you wish. To the death.
On the
Unleash
brink
our
of
wrath.
collapse.
Yep.
A colonizable planet
Now
has
this
been
guy,
discovered.
Mehdi Hassan, he doesn't have a
We
show anymore.
answer the call.
Okay, his show's
Strike.
been kicked off.
His
the
show's
air. So
gone?
He's been kicked off the air,
Ooh.
completely
The
deplatformed.
unity's
Ooh.
will be
Scumbag.
done.
It's like
Gotcha,
amazing how this
bitch.
all works.
Your arguments are
And
compelling.
Elon Musk saying,
I shall
yeah,
stand with
now
you.
MSNBC is going
Commerce
down.
upgrade complete.
Well, that's an interesting thing
Oh, that's so fucking funny to me. I love it.
to say. MSNBC is going down.
Let me go ahead and 2 years since NBC predicted. Let me see if I can find it. 2
We
years
answer the
since MSNBC. MSNBC. I want to watch it real quick.
Elon Musk was supposed to be a vanguard of personal freedom, a genius whose brilliance with rocket ships and electric cars would bring Twitter to space-age greatness. Instead, the microblogging platform that once enabled regular people to speak truth to power, the very powerful networking and organizing tool that helped to herald in the Arab Spring and the summer of racial justice
You may
protests,
speak.
that social media network that made
What's
the
on your
world a
mind?
little smaller
As you wish.
is now on the brink of collapse,
You may speak.
technologically,
At
economically,
last.
and culturally. Elon Musk was supposed to be a vanguard.
Our voices speak as one.
Oh man. MSNBC is going down.
The unity's will be
That's
done.
crazy.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
Man, that is just too bad, isn't it? Wow. That sucks. Must be embarrassing to have that happen, right?
What exactly does that mean? Well, MSNBC has been attacking Elon
Mm-hmm.
Musk. Maybe
I
Elon
will
Musk is just,
deliver your order
you know,
personally.
barking at some of his, some of the people who really hate Elon Musk. Search MSNBC and Elon Musk.
Oh,
It's like Elon moved into my phone,
time
and
has
now I have to
come.
leave Twitter.
it's like
Our
Elon
voices
moved
speak
into
as
my
one.
phone. Who
Another
does
planet
this?
joins the
Who
unity.
says this?
Republican senators say hell no to Elon Musk. Look, these are just some of like the first hits, like some of the first.
This gets us, yes.
Trump humiliates Elon Musk. Look
Oh,
at this
God.
from MSNBC. Elon Musk is pushing JD Vance aside as number 2.
They're
Elon
really
Musk-
pushing that, bro. And what's so funny to me is like almost
Unleash
all of the
our
language
wrath.
that they use, it's basically like Mean Girls in high school language.
be exactly what he vowed to expose.
Yeah.
Look at all these
Upgrade
articles.
complete. Harmony research
I mean, Elon
complete.
Musk's most dangerous
A
ideas, the
colonizable
blurred
planet
lines
has
between
been
the Trump
discovered.
administration, the dangers of Trump allowing billionaires like Elon Musk. Look at this.
Oh man.
Is Elon Musk in the room with you right now? Okay. They're psychotically obsessed with Elon Musk.
It's because they're threatened by him. He threatens their livelihood.
Unleash our wrath.
If Elon Musk can create a platform where people will go and look for media, those
Planet
people
item
will
ready.
come from MSNBC. So they're fighting for their fucking life here. That's why that's why they care.
MSNBC. Ladies and gentlemen, MSNBC should be more interested in just preserving its own network because MSNBC's ratings have been cut in half, some by 60%. Morning Joe's down by half.
Well, people watch the news because they want to know what's happening. And when they're fed information about like, oh yeah, like Trump is going to lose, all of this stuff isn't real, this is just a small group of far-right people, and then he wins the popular vote, oh,
Is it
wow.
time? I am the unity's servant.
Oh,
colonizable
you
planet
just
has been
lied. Why
discovered.
would somebody want to
No
watch a news
mercy.
network that's
We
full of
answer
shit?
the call as you wish.
Like,
Is it
really, think
time?
about it. Like, oh
Commerce
yeah,
upgrade
I want to
complete.
go look at this news.
Control
What are they saying in the
created.
news?
Without
They're
delay.
saying that
As you wish.
aliens are here.
To the
Wait a
deck.
minute. No, they say it's wait. The weather station says it's raining. I looked outside. It's not raining. I don't think this weather
Harmony
station is very
research
good.
complete.
Unleash our wrath.
Hey, full of shit. Like, it's so simple.
Joy Reid, Stephanie Ruhle show, they're down
will
like
be done.
60% in the ratings.
I'm
We
surprised
covered
it's
this
not
before on the
more.
program. The ratings have collapsed. Something like 35% of MSNBC's audience has migrated over to Fox in order to just not be silent. They are the Bud Light of MSNBC of cable news networks. Okay, don't bet on MSNBC. And now Comcast is pulling the plug. Comcast, which owns MSNBC, is putting it up for sale.
Yeah, of course.
CNN announced massive layoffs. Now, this prompted Don Jr. to an hour or two ago say, hey, Elon Musk, I have the funniest idea ever. Okay? Donald Trump says. Donald Trump Jr. says. This, in turn, prompts Elon Musk to do how much
Commerce upgrade complete.
Our time has come.
Oh,
the
boy.
exact same thing that he did here in
Oh,
the
boy.
2017 epic post that started
Oh,
the ball
no.
rolling from him buying
Harmony
X,
research
saving
complete.
Western civilization.
A
Elon Musk doing the same thing
colonizable
here
planet has
just
been
an hour ago.
discovered.
It's
How
happening-
much does MSNBC cost? Oh, yeah,
You
you
may
can
see
do it.
No joke. We should all go in
Another
on it.
planet joins the Unity.
We should all go in. This would be epic. Do it. Elon Musk saying,
Unleash
yeah,
our
okay,
wrath.
how much is it?
Our voices speak
Oh
as one.
no.
Oh, man. Turn it into the X channel. Have a constant flow of the best contributors. Tucker Carlson, Megan Kelly.
What would he do with it though? It would be simple. So basically how a lot of people that build immense wealth do it is
Our
they
time
do
has
it
come.
through
The
systematic
unities will be done.
vertical integration. And what I mean by that is basically Elon Musk owns a social media platform. And if he owns a media
Civilian
platform
structure complete.
that feeds off of his
What's on your
social media
mind?
platform,
I
that
am the
then
Unity
feeds information
servant.
into his
may
car
speak.
car company.
Mining upgrade complete.
Like you can see how these building blocks put themselves together, right?
Phase jump underway.
You see how this is happening? Joe Rogan to be the best host? Yeah. So that's how it happens. It's a monopoly. It's not a monopoly. It is a control of information. It's like Apple, right? Apple doesn't have a
Planet item
monopoly,
ready.
but they have a
Hostility
closed
research
system
tier
and a
complete.
completely
This
vertically
is our
integrated
darkest
supply
hour.
line.
A colonizable
Like
planet
they're
has
making
been
the
discovered.
software, they're making the hardware, they're doing the repairs, they do everything. And that's why they're so fucking rich. Yeah, it's a
Civilian
creation of your own
structure complete.
ecosystem. Exactly. Not a monopoly, but a monopoly. Well, a monopoly is that nobody can buy anything else. This is that you don't have to buy anything else. You see, that's what the difference is.
Like, oh man, give Tucker Carlson a show on MSNBC again. You know, Tucker Carlson used to have a show on
Civilian
MSNBC.
I didn't even know
way
that.
back in the day.
complete.
Oh
Unleash
man,
our
this has
wrath.
the internet losing their minds, along with some amazing reports
Mm-hmm.
of already MSNBC hosts scared that they're going to be
Commerce
fired.
Huge MSNBC shakeup. As Morning Joe hosts worried about losing their penthouse, we could
answer
be
the call.
fired tomorrow.
Hostility research complete.
No mercy.
That sounds pretty
To the
bad.
deck.
That sucks.
Harmony research
Oh, wow.
complete.
No
Fired
mercy.
tomorrow. Huge MSNBC
As you
shakeup.
wish.
The morning
Ooh.
show, Joe hosts
Our
worried
time
about
has
losing their
come.
penthouses. We could be
None
fired
shall
tomorrow.
survive.
They're now mulling about this on TV. They face awkward
What's on your
broadcasts,
mind?
which bombshell report
We
claiming
answer
Comcast
the
set to
call.
spin off its cable channels.
Control group
The host
created.
brought up
To
the
the
news
deck.
after the
To
Wall
the
Street Journal
deck.
reported that Comcast will release a swath of its NBC Universal TV networks. When
Yeah.
this happened, you never know what's going to happen, Scarborough says.
You never know.
He's tried to downplay the move. Oh, really? What do you think will happen when your co-host is Alex Jones after Elon Musk?
Hostility research tier complete.
Unleash our wrath. Is
That
it
would be the
time?
best one, where it's
the
like
deck.
instead
A
of
colonizable planet has been discovered.
instead of replacing all of them, you just make them have a co-host that's
No
like Alex
mercy.
Jones or like Andrew Tate
the
or
deck.
something like that.
Hostility research complete.
I am
That'd
the
be, it'd be so
Unity
fucking
servant.
funny.
No mercy.
Oh
My-
God.
What do you think's going to happen then? Hey, babe, wake up. It's happening again. This
God.
is all over. This is my entire timeline. Is people saying, "Oh man."
Oh, by the way, this is always entertaining, but it's actually not a good idea. It's not a good thing that a billionaire buys media stations, and then they control them. Like, this is bad. I hopefully now everybody will start to realize this, because all of the other media, like, you think Fox
Unleash
News is any
our
different than
wrath.
this? No,
Our
like they're
voices
doing the
speak as
same
one.
shit.
At last.
Here we go again.
answer the
Elon
call.
Musk asking how
To
much
the deck.
does it cost?
Oh,
I think
boy.
Elon may be dusting off his sink soon. Yeah.
Oh,
Let that sink
God.
in. Oh man, like, can you imagine what's gonna happen? What Joy Reid's post?
She's gonna be
will
having a
like
bad day.
when
Our
Elon
voices
Musk
speak
buys
as one.
MSNBC. Here we go again. Fire Rachel Maddow first.
That
Another
is
planet joins
that is
the
diabolical. Oh God.
Is it time? I am the Unity
Jesus.
servant.
Never deleting this app, please, Elon Musk. You could do the funniest thing ever. Look at how despicable MSNBC is. Laken Riley's killer never stood a chance. For all the
Harmony
political
research
controversy,
complete.
the outcome of this trial was never in doubt. They literally write.
Is that bad?
articles. They write articles,
What the fuck is this
evidence
shit?
Complete.
says Joe Rogan.
Unleash our
MSNBC is
wrath.
writing articles
The
defending.
Unity
For all the
will be
political
done.
controversy surrounding Joe Ibarra, the outcome of this trial was never in doubt. Well, I feel like if you killed somebody, it shouldn't be, right? I mean, I don't know. Am I retarded? Like, yeah, he's guilty because, yeah, it shouldn't be in doubt.
You may speak.
I mean, were they? Because, like,
A
I mean, this.
colonizable planet has
So
been
I can
discovered.
see what
Phase jump
the
underway.
what like the spin on this is, where they're trying to say that like
may
this is
speak.
they're painting him out
Planet
to be a
item
victim with the
ready.
title.
Our voices
But I don't
speak
think
as
that
one.
that's not enough for me to see
Tremble before
red.
the unity.
You know, like I need to see the article myself and really make a
Is it
decision. I don't think
time?
that's enough. They're
Hostility
shilling
research
because he's an
complete.
illegal.
I will
No
deliver
way.
your
There's
order
no way they're doing that.
personally.
You may speak.
Laken Riley's killer never had a
Tremble
chance.
before the
Is this
unity.
the article that
The
they
unities
then?
will be done.
Oh, I think that they. Okay, it looks like this is the
None
article, but they
shall
changed the
survive.
title.
Is it time?
Riley's murder became a political rallying cry at the summer's Republican
you
National
wish.
Convention because Jabara
Commencing
entered the
phase
country
jump.
illegally.
An auction is underway.
The verdict was going to be guilty. The sentence was going to be life without parole.
You may
For his
speak.
defense, this was a hopeless case. The defense did the best that it could with bad facts,
Commerce
but it
upgrade
almost certainly knew it
complete.
was going to lose. That's probably why it requested a bunch of judge-only trial instead of judge trials.
Harmony research complete.
Defense attorneys might alternatively push for a bench trial because
Is
the
it
evidence against the
time?
defendant is both overwhelming and horrific. The defense had no chance with a
A
jury.
colonizable planet has been discovered.
To the deck. Strike.
Sometimes defense counsel just gets handed a truly awful, unwinnable case. The defense's choice of a bench trial was not only save the state resources, it also
Our time
likely
has
avoided
come.
prolonging a traumatic
Without
experience
delay.
for the victim's
Hostility
family.
research complete.
Unleash our wrath.
So I don't think this
Our
article is
voices
that
speak as
problematic, but I
one.
could very easily see how somebody could read that and get the idea that the article is kind of being
Commerce
sympathetic to
upgrade
the killer.
complete.
Your bid was insufficient.
I can see why somebody would think that, but I don't think it's like very overt. This does not like sound like spin. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It is. I think it is a little bit, right? But I think that it's basically, so if I
Harmony
could
research
explain like what I
complete.
think the article is basically
At
saying,
last.
is they're basically lamenting the fact that a person who's part of a group that they're trying to protect was a bad guy.
Another planet
Because
joins
these are
the
people that are like
Unity.
pro, I guess, illegal immigration or something like this. I don't know exactly like what their viewpoint is, but that's basically what they're trying to say. And so they're like, oh man, like it's
You may
actually true that
speak.
one of these
A
guys that,
colonizable
you know,
planet has
people
been
say are bad
discovered.
turned out to be bad.
Our voices speak as one. Is it time?
They're sad he won't be
Without
free.
delay.
I think that they're sad that his actions damage their movement.
This says Joe Rogan. MSNBC is writing articles defending
Defilers encroach upon
the
us.
murderous killer, rapist and killer of Laken Riley. This is how
Commerce
sunken
upgrade complete.
this network is. Yes, it would be so awesome to buy it.
Not enough.
We'd like to see MSNBC become X News. Yeah.
X News.
Dude, that would be that would be
Unleash
just
our
Oh god.
Musk NBC.
This shall be a
Oh
reckoning.
god.
The responses are just on fire here. Everybody's saying the exact same thing. Do it, 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 do it.
Planet
It would be
item
really
ready.
fucking funny if this happened. I've got to say, it would be fucking hilarious.
Give Tucker Carlson a show.
So strawman argument, just say they're
Desecrating
pro-immigration. I bet no
our
one's
world.
pro-legal immigration, just pro-treating immigrants legal and otherwise in
Our
humane
time has
ways.
come.
Well, if treating them in humane ways isn't deporting them, then I
Unleash our
disagree.
wrath.
I think if you come into the country illegally, you should get fucking deported. That's it. Very simple. It's just really not complicated. I don't get it.
Bring them back.
The unities will
Ladies and
be
gentlemen,
done.
this is
Saying treating them in humane ways is a way to turn the conversation from being logical into being emotional. So people
Another
like
planet
him can
joins the
control the
unity.
narrative because other
Unleash
people
our
don't like the
wrath.
optics of saying
The
something
unities will
that
be
sounds
done.
mean.
We answer the
news.
call.
This video is in the
That's what's
news
happening.
due to someone
colonizable
who's a
planet
friend of
has
our
been
show, Megyn Kelly,
discovered.
roasting the MSNBC host, and Megyn Kelly would make a you could
Research
buy
complete.
MSNBC and like make a Fox competitor with former Fox hosts
I will
like
deliver
Megyn
your
Kelly and
order
Tucker Carlson.
personally.
Be genius, actually. You'd make so much money. Megyn Kelly's going
upgrade
viral for
complete.
mocking.
What is it? What is the spin on this? Is the spin is like
Hostility
after their
research
talk show
complete.
hosts are going to start OnlyFans or be strippers? Like, why are they doing this? Like, it's just, what are we doing?
At last.
For roasting Mika Brzezinski
Right on point.
live
There's no other
in
option
an
than Hitler.
interview.
And then when Trump won, to turn around and
Oh
say,
God.
not Hitler. And actually, I've been talking about all these issues like the trans thing for a very long time. Just
research
nobody would listen to me.
complete.
You know, the Democrats' messaging was all wrong.
Control
That
who created.
same guy
Is
has
it
no
time?
problem going in to
Control
talk to
who
Trump,
created.
licking the
Our
boot,
voices speak
and
as
turning
one.
around to the audience being like, it's totally normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's
Yeah,
this?
he is just, I mean, he is so up himself,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just lost the plot a very long time ago. But do you remember?
She's an idiot. That's the other thing. She's a dope. And by the way, she's constantly lecturing us about women's rights. Like she's progressive. I forgot to tell you today, I do not have my black stretchy pants on. I have the full sweatpant on today, Paul Marie. I'm just going to be honest. And I need to disclose this because it's a visual.
Commerce upgrade
So
complete.
this Miss like champion, Miss Feminist, they were on the cover of, was it New York Magazine 10 years ago? And you have a picture of the two of them where Joe Scarborough is like this. I think he might have his feet up on the table. It's like a power pose
Yeah,
for him.
like Bill Clinton.
And she is up there. This isn't, I'm not dressed for this, but I'm going to show you. Okay.
Yeah, commit. Thank you.
Yes.
Harmony research complete.
She should
A
start streaming on
colonizable
Twitch.
planet has been discovered. Exotics have been unveiled by our
Oh, God.
scryers.
Not be doing
Exotics
this.
have been
That's what she
unveiled
did.
by our scryers.
And he's
Man.
sitting there in the
Exotics have
power
been
position
unveiled
like,
by our scryers.
yeah, do it, baby.
Exotics have been
Pose.
unveiled by our
Oh,
scryers.
God.
Show me your brain.
You may speak.
Hostility
She's
research
not wrong.
complete.
Is it time?
Would you love to see
Exotics
Megyn
have
Kelly
been
get Mika
unveiled by our
Brzezinski's job?
scryers.
Dude,
pretty
replace
funny.
the two with Tucker and
Your
Megyn Kelly, and I would watch
influence is
every
noted.
single
We have
freaking
indeed.
morning.
Oh God, not her.
Apparently,
Unities
Rachel
will be
Maddow's
done.
salary has been cut by $5 million.
Has been
Our time
cut
has
by
come.
$5 million. Maddow, who earns $30 million annually for hosting once a week, and people are mad at streamers. Fuck off. Fuck. This is ridiculous. What do you mean?
By the parent company, as Comcast struggles Maddow, who earns $30 million annually for hosting once a week, agreed to a $25 million deal for the next 5 years per report.
I bet she did.
So she hosting once a week?
Unity, guide my hand
Yeah,
to
why
safety.
don't you replace this? Let me tell you what. You want your ratings to
feel like they're-
replace this with this.
I feel like they're wasting money. I feel like that's a waste of money, guys.
What's
like,
on your
yeah,
mind?
it's a lot of money you're just pissing away on this.
Unity,
MSNBC.
guide
You
my
think?
hand to
Yeah.
safety.
Comcast,
Is the
sell it
unity
to
with
Elon.
us? Is
Give the
this
people what they
path to
want.
vengeance?
All right? This
We're
is not what
uncertain
people
of our
want.
Next move.
Exotics
They want
have been unveiled
this
by our scryers.
as a
Exotics have been unveiled by our scryers.
full-time cable show.
Exotics have been
Look,
unveiled
maybe
by our
what
scryers.
Elon can
We
do is he
answer the
can just
call.
go to
Is it
OnlyFans
time?
and get
I am
like
the
the top
Unity
50
servant.
creators
Exotics
and just
have been
have them
unveiled
be
by
the
our
hosts for the
scryers.
show
Scryer
on
visions have
MSNBC. Just
revealed an
replace
unexpected
everybody.
bonus.
Like fuck Tucker Carlson,
uncertain
fuck
of our
Alex
next
Jones,
move.
bro.
May
Like
we
get
live beyond
get
this
Amarath and
promise.
Jenna Lynn Meowri
As
up
you
there,
wish.
and I guarantee you, you're gonna get more people watching.
We're uncertain of our next move.
Let's be fucking honest, right?
Created.
Yeah,
we
because
live
it'd be
beyond
through
this
the
next
fucking
conquest.
roof.
Harmony Research
Call it
complete.
only news.
A colonizable
Oh, what a
planet
great
has
time.
been
It's the best time.
discovered.
We are living in the greatest time.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe, ladies.
Oh, God.
See ya.
Hostility research complete.
Oh fuck, that is funny.
Is the unity with us?
That is so fucking funny to me, man. For as money you can say the biggest lies and they tell you passionately to try to sell them. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, don't they consider
Tell us what
OnlyFans
to
women's
do.
empowerment so it fits?
I am the unity
I think that women,
servant.
like, I don't know,
We're
like,
uncertain of our
and this
next
is
move.
another thing. I think that
Do not
women's
abandon
empowerment
me.
is choosing to be
Is the
sexual.
unity with
So
us?
this is the everybody. I don't know why.
We're
I'm
uncertain
gonna
of our
say it.
next move.
I don't know why
Unity,
so many
guide my
people
hand
out
to
there have a
safety.
problem
We answer
understanding
the call.
consent. And you
I
want to
am
know
the
the
unity
truth? I think
servant.
that they don't have a problem. I think they have a problem understanding consent because it disagrees with what they want to do. I think everybody understands consent. It's just that they collectively ignore it when it's something that's not convenient for them. So they understand, just want to ignore it. Exactly, right. And
A
so the
colonizable
fact is
planet
that
has been
women
discovered.
want to be able to sexualize themselves. They don't want to be
Harmony research
sexualized in a way like upskirt photos or sexualized in a way that is demeaning. So women are totally okay to sexualize themselves. That's totally
Vengeance is
feminist
a cruel
because they're
mistress.
choosing to do that themselves. Like, how is this hard for people? Like, well, I feel like I'm a fucking feminist here. I'm the
Desecrators
only
assault
person
our
that
world.
understands this. Women who see
Hostility
women who
research
see
complete.
other women that are
Whatever the
attractive
unity
sexualizing
wills.
themselves and get mad
We
about it.
await your command. Scryers
You know what
have
you call them?
located a divine artifact. Behold
Fat.
its power. Control group created.
That's what.
The unity's will be done.
Ugly?
We
Yep.
are ready.
That's what it
Control
is.
group created.
They're sitting
Scryers
there.
have located a
There is
divine
no.
artifact.
You know who
Behold
really
its
hate women?
power.
You know,
Exotics
you
have
think
been
incels
unveiled by
hate
our scryers.
OnlyFans girls? No.
A colonizable
You know who
planet
really
has
hates
been
OnlyFans
discovered.
girls? Ugly girls. That is the fucking, like, you know, max level fucking, you know, 999 fucking leveled up
We
character
are
of
ready.
hate.
The unity's will be done. What's on your mind?
Control group created.
At last.
Outdoor diners, beware.
We
This
are
surveillance
ready.
video shows what's starting to look like a
Our
pattern
time
of
has
armed
come.
robberies at outside
voices
restaurants.
speak
Police
as
are trying to
one.
figure out whether the
Planet
holdups
item
are
ready.
connected.
So a new disturbing trend in New York's ever-evolving sea of crime has emerged. And even though police have no leads since the crooks targeting these restaurants all escaped on mopeds, this is the type of crime that happens so quickly and is so easy to pull off that experts say it's only going to get worse.
The thieves are demanding watches, wallets, and cell phones.
Jesus.
The video we're talking about shows men moving around a dining table and scaring people.
Investigators say one of them had a gun, another had a knife. Police say they got away with $200
Oh my
in cash from the register and 5 iPhones from customers.
Bro, what's crazy about this is like they're not even trying to hide their fucking face.
Civilian structure complete.
He's just like, yeah, it's me. Yeah.
This is our darkest hour.
iPhones from customers.
They're using crimes of opportunity where they're just basically grabbing purses or handbags off chairs and running out.
Surveillance video shows a man toting a gun. He's demanding customers here to hand over their watches and wallets. Detectives are now looking into whether or not the same men robbed customers at Carbone in Lower Manhattan.
Is there one thing in particular that you think is leading to this?
Well, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of the laws that have been passed that have basically tied the hands of the police.
Officers are now required to record the race, age, and gender of anyone they approach.
It slows officers.
We answer the call. Do not abandon me.
Why?
Is it time?
That's so stupid.
Harmony research complete.
Who does this?
Down from going to a scene immediately.
Overall robberies are up 5% citywide compared to the same time frame last June.
Oh my God. These are not targeting New York City's restaurants. Yeah.
If you go out to eat in this city, your waiter might be replaced with a robber. Now, the police say they're not sure if these incidents are related, but what nobody's talking about is that all of these incidents are related to the fact that this city does not punish crime. And here, if you steal under $1,000 worth of stuff from any store in town, you'll suffer no consequences because that's...
Why? Why not just put him in jail? I don't even understand this. It doesn't make sense. Why would you... It's so easy. There's no space, then make another jail. But Asmon, they're people? No, they're not. They're thieves. No, there's no way you don't put up. We can't put up with this. How do you let this happen? How do people vote for this?
Misdemeanor, which has created a huge problem because for the last year, stores like Macy's have been getting robbed regularly, which is like...
if you're down bad so much that you are stealing out of Macy's, bro, this is like, you know they have these at Walmart for like fucking a hair dye.
Only the unity can save
Nobody voted for this? Well, they need to vote whoever voted for it in or out.
Getting robbed regularly, which is why everything inside is now chained to the store itself. And what this means is thieves need easier targets to steal from.
Yeah.
And our money-hungry crooks, they're not looking at stores anymore. Oh no, now they're setting their sights upon the rest of us as we chow down on bagels in the middle of the West Village. Because our phones, wallets, and handbags make us walking dollar signs to these thieves who might even...
Can you carry a gun in New York?
Unity wills. At last.
Harmony research complete.
No, why not? Because I feel like that's what they should do. Just let people carry a gun, then somebody tries to rob them, just shoot them. What's the problem? Legally is a different question. Yeah, I feel like this probably isn't going to happen somewhere in Texas. It's a lot less likely to happen. Then criminals would have guns. They already have guns. Didn't you see the video? They're already using the guns. It's amazing.
Lurking among us as if they're just regular people.
Yeah.
Not just at restaurants, but also at the grocery store or even on the subway, which itself is no stranger to violence and crime, and now looks more like a military occupation zone because of the high levels of police doing bag checks and the presence of the National Guard. Which brings us to the real...
See, that's smart. That's what they should do. Yep, that's right.
Reason why we've now got a crime wave above ground targeting restaurants just like this. There simply aren't enough police to keep us all safe at once. In fact, New York City right now has as many police as it did back in the 90s. But the population of the city has grown by...
Oh my God, this guy. They're not even doing anything. There's just a lot of people that are standing around. And the police officer is like, all right, one of you is getting arrested. Who's it going to be?
Our voices speak as one.
Come on, I know there's a reason for, like, who's off parole? Somebody's got a gun, drugs. Come on, let's get this done. I got a quota. Just come on forward. Yep.
Over 1 million people since then, which is a recipe for perpetual crime. Because when all the crime underground started, every available resource was sent down there to stop it, leaving all of us up here utterly defenseless, easy pickings for criminals who can steal everything we have in seconds.
Well, I mean, the reason why they're defenseless is because they can't carry a gun. Like, that's the reason why it's happening. What are we talking about? Like, yeah, you don't say. Yeah, it's not even a question. Yeah, exactly. But guns kill people? That's the point. Duh.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
You can carry, you just need a license? Oh, okay. Well, as long as you carry, that's a good idea.
So here we are at Carbone, a famous restaurant in New York's West Village where thugs recently targeted its patrons who were eating outside. Now, this place has a high-end reputation. It was started in 2013.
I'm sick of this. I'm gonna look it up. Can you carry
Exotics have been unveiled by our scryers.
public?
Desecrators assault our world.
We await your command. Witness the unity's might.
Okay. So here we go. All right, now we actually know what's happening. New York prohibits the possession of a loaded handgun outside of the home or place of business without a license. Concealed carry is only legal with a New York pistol license.
Of our vengeance is at hand.
16 hours of classroom training. So you can with a license. The Supreme Court ruled on New York City because the way they were not giving out licenses. Wow.
Vengeance be
Well, I guess now it makes sense.
Research complete.
Witness the unity's might.
Celebrities eat here, and a USDA Prime Porterhouse for two will set you back almost $300. And that's what makes this place an attractive destination for criminals, because they know everyone eating here can afford the food and is probably also dressed to impress.
The video we're talking about shows men moving around a dining table outside, and apparently they're demanding cash, they're demanding wallets. Detectives are now looking into whether or not the same men robbed customers at Carbone in Lower Manhattan. Allegedly stealing a $100,000 watch. Police believe this could...
So this span of robberies has happened over the last couple of weeks. And before we get into the details of how these criminals operate, as well as the testimony from terrified patrons of all of these places, it's important to understand the one thing in common they all have. First, these are popular places to eat. In fact, so many people want to eat at them that not everybody can fit inside the restaurant. That's why you have these massive outdoor dining sheds.
Well, it's like, no, people do this in games, right? It's like you go outside a dungeon and you farm the mobs outside the dungeon if you don't have a raid. Like, no, I mean, I get how it happens. Like, it makes sense. Like, and it's smart. Right? No, that's smart. People did this in Scarlet Monastery. Yeah, exactly. So because there's like only one of them. They're not as high level. That you don't have to go inside there. Yeah, no, of course.
The one behind me that is pretty much a restaurant in and of itself. Look, it's got air conditioners and stuff in it, tables inside. The bagel shop down the street has people sitting outside. But the issue is, here you are all by yourself on a public sidewalk in the middle of New York City with no police anywhere in sight. And these restaurants and businesses, they don't have security guards. No, it's just you get your food and you can eat outside if you want to, and that's on you. And this is a safe neighborhood, so it's kind of alarming that incidents like this are taking place here. But once you understand...
Well, that's why it's taking place, because why would you... Like, you don't want to... Why would you want to do it in a PvP area? You want to go to an easy area and just get free loot. Like, if you want $200, do you want to work for it, or do you just want somebody to give you $200? I mean, I think they just want $200.
Why these criminals are picking these places out specifically, it'll all make sense. Especially when you realize that people eating out in New York City as a big group are utterly distracted and not really thinking about personal safety. But there's a much more frightening reason why criminals are looking to target people specifically on the streets.
Robbery is not on the menu here at
It's easy to get away, yeah.
Sons in Williamsburg, but that's exactly what some outdoor diners got. You can see the customers give up their belongings before the gunman takes off on a scooter. When we
So New York City has a massive moped problem right now, and the thieves, a team of two, were riding one of these mopeds, which is how they were able to...
See, this wouldn't happen. See, the thing is that if you were able to shoot them when they ran away, it'd be no problem.
None shall survive.
That's what you should be able to do. I think if somebody tries to fucking rob you and they try to take your shit, you should be able to shoot them. Absolutely.
Feel our wrath.
Yeah, it's like, because that would make it stop.
Escape so quickly. Now the drivers will wait in the street with the engine running just steps away from where people are sitting, and then the passenger gets off. And in the video that we're looking at here, the passenger was the one who had the weapon and who went around to each person at that table and asked for their valuables and then got back on the moped and escaped. Now observers say restaurant crime has a lot in common with the other types of moped crime we're witnessing, where thugs quickly approach.
You can't shoot someone fleeing. In my opinion, if you're stealing somebody's shit and you're running off with it,
our shields are offline,
and somebody shoots you,
witness the
nice shot.
unity's might.
Got him. Rip Bozo.
unsuspecting New Yorkers as they're walking down the sidewalk, take a valuable, and then ride off into the night. But you see, that type of crime, it's a crime of opportunity because you have to be on your bike, riding past somebody who looks like someone that you would want to target. But at a restaurant, there's a whole bunch of people sitting outside with their guard down. It's perfect for criminals in a city that's not willing to protect its residents. On top of that, people at a restaurant, they're sitting down, they're on their phone, they can't get up, they can't run away, and they're dressed well most of the time. And no one at any of these places is looking for trouble. And what's sickening about all this is it is the logical progression of unchecked robberies that happen on the street.
Of course this happens,
restaurants aren't even safe places, which is exactly what witnesses of these events are saying on Reddit. This discussion covers all of which is exactly
gunpoint robbery at Birds of a Feather. Oh my God. Jesus.
What witnesses of these events are saying on Reddit. This discussion covers all the recent restaurant robberies, and one user writes that it all happened so fast, most people weren't even sure what was happening. On top of that, all of these crimes occurred during dining hours between 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. in the evening, which means this crime is different from purse snatchings that happen on sidewalks. These were premeditated attacks, specifically targeting the patrons of expensive, pricey restaurants in expensive, pricey parts of town. The criminals knew what type of customers they were going to encounter in places like this, which is sadly
obviously, like if you're gonna go after somebody, you're obviously gonna go after the ones that have the most money. Like if you're one of the robbers, do you want to rob a Gucci store or do you want to rob a thrift store? Fucking duh. Like, of course they're gonna do that.
The very reason these places were pre-selected targets. But just as crimes in places like this look like an escalation over previous types of street-related crime, there's a new escalation that has now started happening with the whole restaurant scene, and it's not happening on the street.
The most recent incident happened here at Birds of a Feather about a week ago. This time, two men held up customers dining inside of the restaurant. The men stole cell phones and a watch. Sources tell Pix 11 News.
Look at that. The most recent incident did not happen at a sidewalk seating arrangement. No, it happened inside the restaurant. The thieves just walked in the front door and walked out with everyone's stuff. Which totally makes sense. If you're a criminal and you get away with minor crimes, you're just going to graduate to bigger and better heists. And
I mean, if you can steal $1,000, you're going to try to steal $2,000. And if you can steal $2,000, you're going to try to steal $5,000. Like, duh. Of course. You're leveling up.
We're seeing all show the criminals targeting men who have expensive watches. And if you're a thief and you can get your hands on a watch, that's something very small, very pocketable, and very expensive that you can easily resell. Because in this city, we've got as many jewelry exchanges as we have restaurants, and finding a place where you can pawn that thing off won't be a problem. But there's another element to this new pattern of crime that is extremely alarming and makes it something that it's very hard to defend against. Because let's say you're eating over here at this restaurant, or let's say you're inside a nice restaurant. How hard is it to spot someone coming into the restaurant wearing a motorcycle helmet to pick up a delivery order? That is like the most common thing. So these thieves, they can get very close to their intended victims. They can hide in plain sight, blending in with normal.
Well, couldn't they just make it a rule that you can't go inside of the building with any sort of a helmet on at all? Like, that's what I would say. Like, yeah, that's what you do. I mean, it's not even a question, like any face covering at all.
Restaurant traffic. They're not even patrons at the restaurant. They just show up with their motorcycle
gear. And I know that they wouldn't follow it, right? But that's the point.
Phase jump underway.
So, like, if you see somebody coming in there, you know automatically, oh, fuck, this is somebody who's not willing to follow the rules.
Research complete.
You see what I'm saying?
Unleash our wrath.
Unlike every other delivery driver, and no one blinks. And this gives thieves who are riding an e-bike or a moped the opportunity to hide and bide their time until the exact moment presents itself for them to commit a crime. And even though most restaurants in town have security, how good are these cameras going to be when the thief is wearing a helmet and you can't see their face? And it's incredibly frightening to think that the next time you're having a meal anywhere in New York City, you could be being cased and spied on as you chow down. But there is something the city could do if it really wanted to take this issue seriously and really wanted to put a stop to it. But as you're about to see, the solution to all of this is so logical and it's so straightforward that it's never gonna happen in this city, and that's something that should not only disappoint all of us, but should frighten us.
What is it?
Because we're all targets.
What's the solution? More police? Yeah, probably.
Civilian structure complete.
Weren't these the same police that tried to, like, detain some guy from AMP and take pictures next to his Lamborghini? Wasn't this in New York City too? Yeah, see, they're busy. They're busy, bro. They gotta take pictures next to cars.
Here we have Ye Old Police Department. This is the Greenwich Precinct, which is responsible for protecting people who were at that restaurant Carbone over in the West Village, but it's about a 15-minute walk. And the sad truth is that New York City just doesn't have enough police to keep everyone safe at once, especially with crime waves taking place in multiple places across the city at the exact same time. Which isn't the kind of thing that matters to anybody until the watch off your wrist is taken when you're out to dinner and you still have to pay the tab because the food ain't free.
We have a staffing crisis going on in the NYPD right now. We lost nearly 3,000 police officers last year to just retirements, police officers leaving the department. Also, we're losing an average of over 200 police officers a month. So by the time we get to that April...
That is absolutely crazy. 200 officers leave the police department every single month. And not only does the police department here have monumental tasks in front of it, this attitude of defunding the police is still with us today. And that's why the numbers in the department...
Defunding the fucking police.
An auction is underway.
Oh boy, here we go.
Department itself are declining, and they're declining at a rate that is so fast we aren't able to replenish the department with new recruits. And to make matters worse, we're losing experienced veteran officers, which means not only is our police department shrinking at a time when New Yorkers need it most with all of these simultaneous crime waves going on, the experience of the department is decreasing, which some say means its effectiveness is also going to decrease.
Well, of course, yeah. If you work somewhere 20 years, you know kind of like what's going to happen. Whereas if you're new, you're not going to have that same type of insight. I mean, that's common sense, man. Yeah, the experience is dropping. Yeah, that's the way it is for anything. There are places that 100% defund our police and it became a hellhole. Yeah, no, I mean, the people that say defund the police usually live in gated communities. The people that are actually in like a lot of these poor communities outside of the ones doing the crime are not defund the policers, okay? Like, they know they need the fucking police. It's always, you know, upper middle class people that think they have some kind of solidarity with, like, poor people, and so they want to take their right to safety away from them. They're like, oh, we're gonna try to help you. We're gonna make your life better. You're not gonna get arrested anymore by these mean police officers. It's crazy, man.
Not enough crystal.
First Amendment auditors gonna have a field day. Yeah, I mean, people don't get why we have police. Well, that's because, and the reason why they don't get it is because they live such sheltered, privileged lives that they've never needed police. It's never been a problem. Like, because, you know, for them, they live in a nice place and it's homogenous. There's no issues. Everybody has, you know, is well off. It's all right. And so there's not a lot of crime.
Mining upgrade complete.
Precincts across the city where we would normally turn out 6 to 8 patrol cars. Right now, we're turning out 2 to 3 patrol cars in those communities on a given tour.
So what does that do to the safety of the community?
Well, I wonder.
The response times continue to rise. That is the reality of policing right now.
Yeah.
So some precincts are down from 8 patrol cars to just 2. That's a 75% reduction in available patrols. How is that not a recipe for more crime in pretty much every area of town? Less police.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a criminal, I'd be like, bro, like, new patch. We got a buff. Like, let's go. Let's start farming.
This means response times are going to go through the roof because as crime becomes more common, police are now stuck choosing which incidents to respond to first, meaning your watch getting stolen at a pricey restaurant might come in behind something much more serious. And what's incredibly frightening about this is that our criminals, they're not defunding themselves. No, they're expanding their operations in light of the lax security that happens whenever the police divert resources from one crime wave to try and deal with another. And what makes this even more frightening is the proliferation of weapons. So not only are the thieves becoming more numerous and
New York City migrant shelters under scrutiny after accused cop shooter claims gun smuggling chain.
Control group created.
Jesus Christ. Maybe this is a mean thing for me to say, but what the fuck are you doing making migrant shelters if you can't even protect the people with your police? Like, what kind of a priority is that? You've got shelters for migrants and you can't even afford police? How the fuck do you do that? What kind of priorities is that?
Production
It's
of
insane.
the item is complete.
Emboldened, they're also becoming more heavily armed week by week. And you know how they're smuggling the guns into shelters? They're using delivery bags like this one right here. Apparently the shelters have metal detectors, but they're not actually scanning to see what's coming in the food packages. Does that mean there's a direct connection between all of this crime and the asylum crisis? Well, no, not necessarily. But it does mean there's a direct connection between the apparati that are supposed to keep us safe falling apart and increased crime. And the reason this disaster is unfolding upon us is not only because the police are shorthanded, it's also because our laws force them to fight crime with one hand tied behind their backs. And the latest example of all this is the How Many Stops Act, which is now in effect in New York.
Officers are now required to record the race, age, and gender of anyone they approach.
Has been discovered.
This is really something special, man. This is amazing. Wow.
Officers
Wow.
from going to a scene immediately. But the other side of it is...
Okay, now critics say that this is essentially a paperwork requirement that slows down law enforcement when we need more law enforcement faster, not less law enforcement slower. But proponents say having police record this information is important to make sure that law enforcement is happening in a fair manner for everyone. Now, whether or not you think
can't you just do that with a body cam? Like, I mean, I feel like, yeah, it's important to know that, but like, if somebody's committing a fucking crime, it doesn't matter what they are.
The unities will be done.
Like, yeah, don't you have a body cam? What the fuck?
this policy is a good
Body
idea.
cam doesn't capture age? Yeah, but neither can a person. You can't capture somebody's age one-to-one.
Our time has come.
Like, there's no way.
Our voices
Besides the
speak
point,
as
because
one.
in a city with a short-handed police department, you've got to pick and choose what things you have your limited resources do. And the more time police spend using apps on their phones, the less time they have to stop crime. And as we just heard, many departments are short-handed right now, and if they've only got 2 patrol cars on the street and one of those patrol cars is busy filling out apps on their phone, there won't be enough cops to keep people safe.
Former NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher is concerned about delayed response time and the data itself. We reached out to the NYPD for a response. A spokesperson says the department has put in place policies, training, and technology to comply with the law. Officers will be using forms on...
Now, of course, this is just
I mean, here's the thing, though, right? Is like the people in New York probably voted for this, or they voted for the person who voted for this. So, like, at a certain point, I don't really feel that bad for them. Because, like, you wanted this. This is what you get.
Our voices
That's
speak
right.
as
It's
one.
their fault. Yeah. That's right. I'll do it again. Yeah, you chose this. And so don't go crying about it, because this is what it is. You made it happen. They did it to yourself. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, defund the police. Well, it worked. There you go. Or they're uninformed. Yeah, then they're just stupid. How about these people move out and they go do the same shit somewhere else? Yeah, I know.
Example of a law that might hamstring police in the event of an emergency. But the thing that's crazy about this is all information, all of this demographic information, it would all be available in the event of an arrest. This applies to people who the police stop in a normal interaction. For example, if the police come out of the bomb squad department over here and they want to talk to me and it's an official stop, they're going to have to put my information to the best of their ability into this new system, which will be publicly available, apparently. But then the question becomes, if I'm not arrested for anything and there's no suspicion of guilt and I haven't committed a crime, what is the ultimate value of that? And there are fears that activists will use that
Well, the
information.
implication is that the reason why they have it is that there's basically a assumption that people that are minorities and part of others, like protected groups get stopped more often. So I assume that this practice is supposed to like quantify whether that's happening or not.
Destiny unfolds.
That's clearly why it's happening. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I think that's the reasoning.
To further scrutinize our short-staffed NYPD, which could lead to more investigations that lead nowhere and more oversight that is unwarranted in a time of increasing crime.
I also worry that there's just a general mentality, a lack of appreciation for police officers.
Well, I think the community really support the police. It's the politicians that are enacting these laws that tie the hands of the police. Protect our public and the communities in harm's way.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So ultimately, there's nothing wrong with a system that increases the transparency at which a public institution like the NYPD does its job. That's a good thing. It will help keep the city safe. The problem is the resources to do it aren't included with the plan that says it needs to get done. And right now, the police resources that we have are stretched so thin that the moment there's a crime wave in one part of the city, it pulls the resources over here, and then another crime wave pops up over here because the criminals saw an opening. Do you see what's happening? The police are playing whack-a-mole with our crime waves. That's why they're impossible to stamp out. That's why we went from having a crime wave in the subway below where I'm standing to a crime wave up here at our restaurants. And you know what?
I think you know what that proves, though, is that police presence reduces crime. Because I bet now in the subways there's a lot less bad shit that's happening. It's because people don't want to fuck around whenever there's 3 police officers standing around.
On my way.
It's a huge deterrent. And I know that people like to act like, oh, no, it's not. People are going to commit crime anyway. No, they won't. Like, trust me. People absolutely, with all crimes, 90%, probably 99% of criminals make a... They take like, basically, they make a value judgment. Is it worth it for me to commit this crime? That's why you don't see, you know, like these thugs and these people that are like robbers they're not robbing police officers. Do you want to know why? Because there's a high chance they're not going to win the outcome. They're not just doing this randomly. They're making educated decisions based off of the highest possible opportunity versus the lowest possible risk. The same as anybody would.
Once they get rid of this,
risk-reward
then
assessment.
crime is going to go right back into the subway. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, are the police perfect? No, they're not. Do they always do their job fairly? No, but they are the protection that the law-abiding have when we're at a restaurant between us and the criminals who want to ride up on the street on a moped with a weapon and try to take our belongings and possibly harm us. And that's very frightening. It's very frightening to think that we don't have the backs of the people who are supposed to have our backs. What kind of system is that? Of course it's going to be dysfunctional. Of course it's going to lead to crime waves. Is that what's happening? Is that why we've got crime in the city? Let me know. How would you fund the police in New York, or are they funded too heavily? Should we restrict their funding? Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video.
The problem is that there's a lot of instances of police officers that act unprofessionally, and they don't get disciplined in a way that is comprehensive. Like, people aren't like that mad about it. They don't get pissed off about it that much. It happens all the time. Yeah, right? And so people don't get in trouble, and then guess what happens? Well, then that's like, let's be honest. Then everybody sees that and they say, well, I fucking hate cops, which makes sense, doesn't it? Because, like, if you see some cop that's like, for example, I saw a cop. These 2 cops were arresting this black guy, and they had his hands behind his back, and one of the cops just, like, straight up punched him in the face. Out of fucking nowhere. Let me see if I can find this. Fuck. No, I just tried to search it on YouTube. It seems like it's probably not going to happen. Not YouTube, on Twitter. It seems like it's probably not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to find a clip of it. But yeah, it happens pretty regularly, right? I mean, like, of course, it's not graphic or anything like that. It's just you know, unlawful display of authority. I mean, that's all there is to it. The big guy took a punch like a champ. Yeah, so y'all saw that video, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, y'all saw this video very recently? Excessive force, right? And so it's like, that dude, in my opinion, should be taken off the police force and on trial for assault. It's not even a question. But, like, the problem is that you have, like, this weird thing where people act like there's sides to this, where, like, there's really not. There are police officers that are bad actors, absolutely, but that's not, like, the norm, right? That's not every single one of them. Which one was this? Yeah, I don't know. Checks on that authority and people will be less likely to want to defund them. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the problem, is that there aren't really, there's not accountability for, like, these different guys, and so that's why people hate them. 2-week suspension and pay punishment. Yeah, exactly. There's the video right there. Give it a like. This is I think this is a huge issue. Like, I mean, if you don't have police, bro, like, that's bad.
We must act. Our time has come. What's on your mind?
Control group created.
Feel our wrath.
We sense that an enemy has fallen. Their impurities no longer risk polluting the Unity.
Tremble before the Unity.
Production of the item is complete.
Unleash our wrath. Feel our wrath.
The Unity has fallen silent on one of our planets.
None shall survive. Whatever the Unity wills. Witness the Unity's might. Tremble before the Unity. Our minds awaken. The Unity's will be done. Armor down! Only the Unity can save us now. Whatever the Unity wills. Our shields are offline. Unleash our wrath.
What does the Unity will?
Shields down!
Implicitly.
Whatever the Unity wills. Shields down!
We must act.
We are ready. You may speak. Shields down! Our time has come. Whatever the Unity wills. Our armor is breached! You may speak. The Unity's will be done. Our armor is breached!
What now, Commander?
We must act.
Control group created.
Whatever the Unity wills. Severe damage sustained. All systems are failing. Vengeance is a cruel mistress. Our time has come. Unleash our wrath. At last, we are ready. Our time has come. Unleash our wrath.
An auction is underway.
Unleash our wrath. The Unity's will be done.
Desecrators assault our world.
What does the Unity will?
Control group created.
Our voices speak as one. Vengeance is at hand.
We sensed your presence.
Control group created.
The Unity will survive this loss. Vengeance is at hand. The Unity's will be done. Vengeance is at hand.
was insufficient.
At last. All shall join the Unity in time. The Unity's will be done. We await your command. You may speak.
Control group created.
Is it time? Stand by for phase jump. You may speak.
Control group created.
None shall survive. At last. This shall be a reckoning. You may speak.
Control group created.
You've made a fine purchase. And no refunds.
The future is ours. Unleash our wrath. Our voices speak as one.
Yes, I don't have all day.
Control group created.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress. Unleash our wrath. Unleash our wrath.
Yes, I don't have all day.
Control group created.
Defilers encroach upon us.
Who needs air support?
The Unity's will be done. At last. You may speak. Our voices speak as one. We await your command. Our time has come. Phase jump underway.
Desecrators assault our world.
Who needs air support?
Control group created.
You may speak. The Unity's will be done. We are ready. We're uncertain of our next move. Unity, guide my hand to safety. Is this the path to vengeance? At last.
Harmony research complete.
Our time has come. The Unity's will be done. At last. We must act. So shall it be. At last. What does the Unity will? Implicitly. Tremble before the Unity. Show no mercy. Tremble before the Unity. Feel our wrath. None shall survive. Tremble before the Unity. Our shields are offline. Feel our wrath. None shall survive. Tremble before the Unity. Armor down! Only the Unity can save us now.
Control group created.
Our shields have failed. Armor is compromised. We won't last long. We're crippled and defenseless. We must be vigilant. Our thoughts are splintered. Truly? Our ship is lost! Unleash our shall survive. Feel our wrath. Tremble before the unity. Feel our wrath. Tremble before the unity. Shields down! Our armor is breached! We are ready. Unleash our wrath. At last. Vengeance is a cruel mistress. We are severely crippled. Is this the path to vengeance? Shields down.
Give me a target.
Feel our wrath. Tremble before the unity. Our armor is breached. Tell us what to do. Whatever the unity wills. The moment of our vengeance is at hand.
Poised to strike.
Our shields have failed. Armor is compromised. We won't last long. We're uncertain of our next move. Do not abandon me. We're crippled and defenseless. Our armor is breached. We must be vigilant. If it can be done, tell us what to do. Shields down! We await your command. We're crippled and defenseless.
Give me a target.
We must be vigilant.
Desecrators assault our world.
Shields down! Truly? Our armor is breached! If it can be done.
Armory research complete.
In position. An auction is underway.
Shields down! Vengeance is a cruel mistress. We are severely crippled. Unleash our wrath. Our voices speak as one. We perish. We are severely crippled. Tell us what to do. Whatever the unity wills. Our shields are offline. Shields down! Unleash our wrath. We're going down! Your suffering begins now. Shields down! Our armor is breached! Shields down! Unity, guide my hand to safety. Shields down! Our armor is breached! Is the unity with us?
Your bid was insufficient.
Shields down! Our armor is breached! Whatever the unity wills. We are severely crippled. We are ready. They're through our shields. We are severely crippled. We dare a head-on assault. They're through our shields. We're going down. Our armor is breached. Armor is compromised. We won't last long. Whatever the unity wills. The moment of our vengeance is at hand. What does the unity will? We're crippled and defenseless. We sense darkness all around us. Truly? If it can be done.
Give me a target.
They're through our shields. We dare a head-on assault? Severe damage sustained. All systems are failing. Desecrators assault our world.
Armor is compromised. We won't last long.
In position.
Our ship is lost. We're crippled and defenseless. Our ship is lost. We're crippled and defenseless. Unity, guide my hand to safety. We're going down.
We await your command.
Do not abandon me. Shields down. We are severely crippled. We're going down! Is the Unity with us? Our ship is lost!
Harmony research complete.
Shields down! Tell us what to do! We are severely crippled.
The Unity senses that an enemy has finished a powerful warship.
We're going down! We're going down!
We await your command.
Have we waited too long?
Poised to strike.
Is this the path to vengeance? Shields down! Our armor is breached! Tell us what to do!
Our shields are offline.
We are severely crippled. Phase jump underway.
The Unity will survive.